Morning, we are live. We've got audio, we've got a mic, we are cooking with Crisco now. We are doing good this morning. I hope your morning is going as well as mine. I hope your coffee is as good as mine. Hell, I hope it's better. Let's dig into this. Good morning. Thank you for sharing this, Alan Davis. I appreciate you. My good friend Brando has done an outstanding cover here of Buffalo Springfield's just classic. Uh, it's considered a war song, but actually there's some history behind it. That actually it's a protest song, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, if you want to link to that, Alan, put it up in the chat. I'd be grateful. Thank you. Brando is amazingly talented. I've sat there with that man having a conversation, and over a period of 5 minutes, he has come up with a damn good song. I mean, he just sits there and I wish I had that kind of talent. I really do wish I had that kind of talent. But I tell you, you'll love it. You will love it. Always happy to talk about what's going on with Brando. We have an event going on today, just before we get started. Beto O'Rourke's having a town hall here in East Texas where he's taking questions, and we're talking about what we can do here. I am going to be attending. You're more than welcome to come out and say hi. I'm not going to be speaking there. I'm that's not what I'm doing here. I'm here to support Beto. So yeah, please come out. But by all means, you see me, say hi. I'm glad to see you folks. Come join me. Come be involved. The more people we get involved in events, it's a Sunday afternoon. What else you got to do? Marcia Klepper, thanks for being here, Marcia. Thanks for always supporting the show. I appreciate it. But yeah, we've got this going on. Let's get as many people out there as possible. Remember, the more of you show up, the more it scares the shit out of the Republicans. Give them a wake-up call. Let's do this. Let's do this. I love these events too. I'm telling you, the energy is amazing. People are always excited. People are always happy. It's very positive, very positive. People are, I'll be honest with you, there are people that have never done it before. They're like, well, I thought the Trumpers would be here and it would be nasty. And no, it's never that. Never. It's like-minded people like you, being excited, getting things done. And you get to see that, hey, look, no, really, there's somebody here that is exactly like me. This isn't just out on social media and everything, that we are here. So yeah, by all means, come on, join me. Come say hi. I'd love to hear from you. Patty Angels, thanks for supporting the show. I appreciate you, Patty. Newest Bill, thank you, my friend. No, thank you, my friend. Thank you for always being here. One of the foundational members of the show, always supporting the show. Thank you for being here. But let's get into it. Let's get into it. I want to introduce you to somebody. This is Shane Ortega. Shane entered the Army in a logistics unit. He served two tours in Iraq. He was volunteered to be a bomb technician or explosive ordnance disposal. For those of you that don't know what that is, you may remember the movie The Hurt Locker. Yeah, this was about a bomb technician, an explosive ordnance technician. disposal technician. But yeah, he served 2 tours in Iraq, and he served later become a flight engineer and served in Afghanistan. Did multiple tours of duty, served with honor, retired an Army staff sergeant. Oh, thank you I appreciate you being here, Vincent. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you. Shane is a first person. If you wanted to anglify it, he's both of his parents were Tuscarora, but if you want the actual pronunciation, I've talked about this before. Why we call Japan Japan instead of Nippon, I don't know, but it's the Scarora people. We call it the Tuscarora people, but it's pronounced the Scarora people, which is part of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, or what you would call the Iroquois Confederacy. It's you've heard of tribes like the Mohawk, the Oneida, the Onondaga, the Cuyahoga, the Seneca, of course, the Tuscarora, the Wyandotte, the Delaware, and the Tutela tribes are all part of this confederation. Yeah, I mean, he's as American as it gets. Stood up, did his duty. He wanted to serve in combat. I mean, he really did. He wanted to serve in combat. And ironically, I've got to tell you, this is hilarious to me. Could anybody guess what Scarora translates to? Just a wild ass guess. This just made me laugh this morning. I want you to smile too. Wild ass guess. Could what Scarora translates to? The shirt wearing people. Oh my God. That is the literal translation of their name. The shirt wearing people. Oh my God. I saw that picture of him and I thought, this couldn't be any funnier. This couldn't be any funnier, right? Yeah. Here's the problem. Shane is not welcome in our military. If Shane wanted to enlist today, he's not welcome. Served with distinction, retired an Army staff sergeant. He is not welcome in our military today. This drunken piece of shit can be Secretary of Defense. But Shane Ortega is not welcome. See, the reason Shane couldn't serve in combat, which is what he originally wanted to do, is Shane is transgender. Shane was born female. Not who he is. Shane is a man who has served our country with distinction. I believe it was 26 years he served. Thanks for being here, Dave. I appreciate you. But, yeah, Shane is not welcome. But Pete Hegseth and drunk bums, racist bigots, pieces of shit, absolutely welcome. That is, for me, just a perfect microcosm, a perfect encapsulation, a perfect way to bring into reality what the fuck we're talking about. So, see, I've said this before. The problem is that, people don't know. The reason they picked these people The reason they pick these people to vilify, the reason they pick these people to attack is you don't know them. And it's just a matter of numbers. You don't know them. There just aren't that many people like Shane. There just aren't. So they can sit there in their churches and foment this right-wing Christian nationalist, fascist ideology, and somehow warp this story up that somehow we need to defend our children from Shane, from Staff Sergeant Ortega. And they sell it to the bigots and the hateful that just wanted hate. They wanted to hate somebody. That's what they wanted. That's who they are. But the reality is, it's just people. Just people. Good people. Living their lives. Shane Ortega's story is he joined the Army because he took a look around when he was young and said, idle hands, man. There ain't shit to do here where I'm at. And everybody around me ain't doing nothing but getting in trouble, and I ain't doing that. And so he joined the Army. And he flourished. He just lived his life. He protected us. He did his job. He served. I never served. I've never served. I've never served in the military. Shane Ortega did. But he's not welcome. And to me, that is fucking insanity. That is insanity. A drunk bigot with fucking tattoos all over his body that just all they do is divide, foment hate. Just all of these movements that this guy represents by drawing the images on his own fucking body. And he's a drunk. And somehow this man stands up and talks about combat readiness and war fighters. He loves to say war fighters. War fighters. Whoa! War fighters. He can't say it enough. That's how perverted our world has gotten. The man that actually stands up and serves a full fucking career with honor. 2 tours in Iraq, another tour in Afghanistan. Not welcome. Not welcome. Do you imagine how that has to fucking feel? Thank you, Grim Snake. I appreciate you. I do. It just pisses me off. Because I know transgender people. And let me tell you something. You can't just take a group of people and monolithically just say transgender people are this or Christians are this. You're going to fuck up because there's going to be that one off that doesn't fit that description. But I will tell you this. I will do that exact thing right here and stick my neck out there because every transgender person I have met has been kind and decent, and they have dealt with so much shit in their lives, from their families to fucking Cletus that doesn't know shit about shit. They've been through enough shitstorms in their life that the last thing on their agenda is causing problems for other people. They're the nicest salt of the earth people you'll ever want to meet. And all they want to do is live their life. That's their big gay agenda. Yeah, it's anecdotal. It's people I know. I know that. But that is what my history with these people is. And then I see stories like Shane Ortega. I just want to, one more time, I just want to remind you, this man is not welcome in our military. Thank you for supporting the show, Pamela. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Not welcome. But that fucking drunk Pete Hegseth is. Fuck me, man. I mean, pardon my language. I am so sorry, but this is reality, folks. This is reality. And I hope Shane Ortega will forgive me for just pulling this up and talking about his story without his permission and this, that, and the other. But I hope it doesn't offend him that I did that. But and bring him any unwanted notoriety. But this is the reality of the situation, and it's fucking bullshit. And people are getting enough. People are getting enough. They really are. And it's not just here, folks. I want you to understand it is not just here. People have had a belly full enough. Is there anybody else that, like me, have members of the family that are part of the LGBTQ plus community? Is there anybody else in the audience that has members of the family that are willing to say it, that has members of the family that are part of the LGBTQ plus community like I do? Anybody? I mean, you don't have to say anything, but if you do. There you go, folks. If you're watching this in the replay, make sure you've got the chat. There's a little button down here. When you hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, there's a way to activate the chat. You can see all the people. If you're watching on replay, you can have the chat play while this video is playing. Yeah. And people are sick of this shit. People are sick of this shit. Amy Manuel here, coming in hot. People are sick of this shit. They thought that they were just going to pick a marginalized community with people that you didn't know anything about, and they're going to run their fucking mouths, and that nothing was going to happen. And they made the political calculation that if we defend these people, that we're going to end up, defending the marginalized that people just don't really know that well. So they didn't fucking know how many of us are out here, that these are us. These are our people, you fucking idiots. Just because you sit there and you're so fucking hateful in your little bigoted evangelical fucking world that you force these people to not divulge to you who they are. I guarantee you there are members of the LGBTQ plus community in your families as well. You know how I know that? Because every time one of you have one of your big Republican conventions, fucking Grinder crashes. Yeah. I know, McMasters, thank you for being here. Every family has rainbows. Yeah. That's a fact. That is a fact. There you go, Amy. I appreciate you always being here. I really do. LGBTQ folks have been fighting for their lives since they were in middle school. Lots of people don't understand that. Yeah. It's why I'm telling you, most people in the LGBT. Now, there's some catty sons of bitches out there. There are. You're going to find somebody somewhere that's just not, but overwhelmingly salt of the earth, because they've dealt with so much shit. They are sympathetic, caring, decent people. Thank you for being there. Now, there's a reason that we're talking about this. And I don't want to leave you with something negative. I don't on this. I don't want to leave you with something negative. Viktor Orban in Hungary did this. Viktor Orban said, no, you will not display gay pride. You will no rainbow flags. They are illegal. You will not in any way speak out in a positive, affirming way about your community and about who you are. It will not happen. And the people of Hungary gave him the middle finger salute. This just happened. This just happened. And I couldn't be more proud for these people. I couldn't. I just could not be more proud for these people. The largest, after Viktor Orban said this was illegal, we will arrest you and you will go to jail. Hungary said, hold my beer, and just held the single largest pride parade in their history. Yeah. Way to go, Hungary. Way to go, Hungary. Way to go, Hungary. They said pride flags were illegal. There were a sea of pride flags. A sea of pride flags. What's so important about that other than it's just fucking fabulous? What's so amazing about that? What they haven't figured out in Hungary, and they're going to shortly, it's going to become more aware, because this parade was not just LGBTQ plus people. It wasn't. It was too large. It was the people. It was their families. It was the people. Now, I want you to take this issue and every other issue in which people are turning out in Hungary. This is why these protests matter. And this is why I tell you, protest peacefully, but protest. Be careful. Don't get into confrontations with the army or the police or anyone else. Definitely don't destroy shit, but protest. This is why it's important. Thank you, Clark. I appreciate you. New supporters, man. Every time I see a new supporter, I know we're gonna be okay. We're gonna make it. Because is everyone in Hungary at this protest? No. But everyone in Hungary has a protest. And when they have their protest, and then they have their protest, and they have their protest, and they have their protest, they see each other. And eventually, a leader will come up, and yes, we're fucking herd animals. We really are. We have to have leaders. We do. Everybody wants to pretend they can be their own emperor, but it doesn't work that way. Eventually, a leader will come up, and he will just remind people, there's enough of you, enough of you, enough of you, enough of you, that we can simply shut this down and make him leave. And that's the power of protests. That's the power of protests. Yes, each individual protest may not change the world. It won't. But it reminds people. It's like this town hall I'm going to be at today. It reminds people, hey, you know what? Yeah, this shit ain't right. We're not doing this. And we can stop it. We can change it. DT, this is coming. This is coming. This is where things are going. That's why I want you to keep supporting when we call for a boycott. Boycott. When there are protests, man, they are fun. Guys, let me tell you something. Let me just give you a selfish reason to show up. If you've never hung out with a bunch of people that are singing and chanting and having that joy in their heart, where they are doing the right thing. It is literally the exact opposite of a Trump rally. Trump at a Trump rally, all they do is sit and talk about negative shit and this bad people, that bad people, this bad people. No, 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 no. No. These protests, man, I'm talking about the peaceful protests. They feed your soul. They feed your soul. And you will not understand if you've never done it. And people, I want you people in the audience that have participated to confirm what I say here. If you agree with me, confirm what I say here. You can't explain to somebody who's never been just how empowering they are. This is why the state fears protests. This is why they tried to turn these protests into something ugly, because the more people that get involved and get engaged, they experience this. It's like when I talked about when I went to when I go to the Capitol. I cannot tell you, if you have never been to Washington, D.C., and seen those monuments with your own eyes. I don't mean pictures. I mean, breathe the air in the Capitol and touched those stones that make it, that it's constructed of. You cannot understand what wells up inside you, how it fills you. I remember after the January 6th protest being so I was knocked down. Rena Scott, 7631. Thank you for being here. The nicest people I have known for the past 60 years are LGBTQ. I got to take a drink. Hold on. My mouth is dry. LGBTQ. I trust any of them over Hegseth. Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't let Pete Hegseth around my kids. I wouldn't. If I caught him around my kids, I'd run him the fuck off my property. But there's a feeling that happens when you do this. It's like I could tell people, if you get a chance to go to Washington, D.C., and you see these buildings in their grandeur, there's a magic to it. It fills you. It fills you. I went from sad and heartbroken about everything, about where my country was going. But the moment I touched those steps, it immediately transformed to, oh, hell no. No, this is my country. This is not what we are. And that's what these protests do, folks. That's what these protests do. I will say it again. The No King's Day protests that we were at, you had little church grandmas that have shrunk down to 5'2", standing next to straight up anarchists with mohawks, chanting the same chants, hugging each other. I cannot tell you what that feeling is. You have to experience it yourself. You just do. Stephanie and Dale Dennis, I appreciate you. Be 6602. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for supporting the show. And I agree with you. And that's what's happening politically. Everybody's sick of this shit. Everybody's sick of this shit. Now, is it playing with their base? Oh, yeah. These are broken toys. These are hateful, scared, miserable little fucking people. They are. They really, really, really want to believe they did a good thing. So they are absolutely 100% on board. They are. They are. But folks, it outside of their little core, and it's never a zero-sum game, folks. It never is. There is never an argument to be made or an action to be taken where everybody becomes you. That doesn't happen. That's why I get so mad at the purists. Even on our side. I'll use John Fetterman as an example. love to proclaim that John Fetterman is the Democrats. This is what the Democrats are. They have no clue what the Democrats are or what they're doing because they're not really involved in politics. They're on social media running their mouths, but they don't know. They don't know that the parliamentarian kicking their big ugly bill in the balls, that was Chuck Schumer. That was Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer took that to the parliamentarian. That is what he does. That's his job. But they don't know that. So they sit on social media, they run their mouths and they're purists and they're like, look what John Fetterman did. Well, let me tell you something about John Fetterman. That is the truth, whether you like it or not. You want to primary John Fetterman in 2028? Fine. Go ahead. Go ahead. That's what primaries are about. But I will tell you this. I will take John Fetterman every damn day and twice on Sunday over that freak that ran against him. Dr. Oz, who's a fucking rubber stamp for the Republicans. John Fetterman votes with us almost down the line. There's one or two votes where he votes where we don't like it. And that's the ones that they sit on social media and they say, oh, fuck John Fetterman. Oh, look at this stupid shit. He said this and that. He's still better than Dr. Oz. He is still better than Dr. Oz. Absolutely. 100%. You want to primary him? Great. 2028. Do that. But you will not sit here while I'm in the room and say this negative thing that John Fetterman said, well, that's the Democratic Party. And therefore, I'm too fucking cool for the Democratic Party. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. You don't know what the fuck is going on in politics. You don't know what they're doing on the Capitol, you loudmouth social media piece of shit. You don't. But you run your mouth being judgmental of a group of people. There are people that are like me that I don't make bones about it. I am a Democrat. I'm not a liberal, just a liberal. I am not just a left. I am a Democrat. I wear that label. That is Democrat. And there are people working in our government right now that are Democrats, that are working right now to keep this big, ugly fucking bill from destroying people's lives. And they're getting up and they're getting in their cars, they're drinking their coffee and going to work, and they're getting to their offices and they're fighting it out. And then they've got fucking loudmouth on social media that is going to his job at the fucking surf shop where he has no fucking clue what he's doing about politics, but runs his goddamn mouth all damn day. And I'm sick of it, man. I am sick of it. We are not our own emperors. We are a herd species. If you want your views heard, if you want to change, get in the house. I can't hear you out there on the street. I can't hear you out there on the sidewalk. Come sit down at this table with me as a Democrat, and we will work on what you want happening. Omniscient Sphinx, when I went to the Capitol Senate, I could feel the ghosts of the past film. You can't explain that to people. You can. Exactly what he's talking about. I can feel the ghosts of the past filming, and I can feel how great it must have been in those rooms and the things that were talked about. Yes, you can explain it. People, take a pilgrimage to DC sometime in your life. Just do it. Just do it. I promise you, the Capitol will bring tears to your eyes. Then you will remember what those people did there, and it will fill you with rage. It will. Sorry about that. I need to, throat's a little dry today. I hope your coffee's as good as mine. I really do. Thank you for letting me calm down. I appreciate you for sticking around. I know I get over the top sometimes, but I don't hide how I feel and I say what I mean. So yeah, this happened. The ketchup is a flying. I guarantee you Trump is in a rage today because this is it. You know, we talked about what Pete Hegseth was raging about at that press conference. It had nothing to do with the actual intelligence. He never answered a question. He was raging because he was put in place for this worthless reality TV show of an administration. That's what he was put in place. Glenn Kaneko, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for always being here. For the cussing jar, I like John Fetterman just for wearing his sweatshirts in Congress. You know what? I'm not telling you got to love John Fetterman. I'm not. That guy pisses me off damn near on the daily because, you know, I am a Democrat. I try to keep people motivated, and he's just the antithesis of that. You know, I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. If you can't do it any better than this, just shut the fuck up, show up, put your card in the slot, and push the button when it's time to vote. Shut the fuck up. Don't get me wrong. I'm not he pisses me off. He does. But he's better than Dr. fucking Oz, isn't he? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. He is better than Dr. fucking Oz, who is in this administration rubber stamping any goddamn talking point, bullshit fantasy, television show bullshit that this administration wants. People forget that. That was the choice. Fetterman or Oz. You know, I had somebody come at me about Merrick Garland. Let me pull this up. Somebody came at me about Dr. Oz and how, you know, he wanted to bitch about Democrats and took umbrage about the fact that I'm telling people, shut the fuck up and stop bitching about Dr. Oz. I can't find it. I'll just pull an image up for you. Pardon me. He was bitching about Merrick Garland. So I just responded with this. I mean, people need a reality check. People need a reality check on our side, and we need to do it before the midterms are here. We need to do it before the midterms are here so that we can get people motivated, because it turns people off when you tell them, look, stop fucking bitching and get in line. That's going to turn them off for a little bit. We need to keep motivating people. But yes, we're going in the wrong direction, especially on Blue Sky. Blue Sky is the worst platform for this. All of these people that just think that they're political neophytes that don't know shit. You know what? I wanted a political knife fighter. I was really pissed at how Merrick Garland handled the Attorney General's job and the DOJ. I wanted somebody who was a knife fighter. That's what I'm pushing for right now. But let me tell you something. He was head and shoulders above this bitch. And you want to come at me about Democrats? You think that coming at me with Merrick Garland is doing something when this bitch is the Attorney General? Oh, fuck that noise. Oh, no, you came to the wrong neighborhood, brother. You came to the wrong neighborhood. It's our job now. It is our job. This is what we do. The government, the Constitution. All right, first three words of the Constitution. What are the first three words of the Constitution? What are the first three words of the Constitution? Come on. This is an interactive show. You people are always involved. You know this. The first three words of the Constitution. That's right. That is right. Bunch of y'all just nailed it right away. eBiker 92. We the people. We the people. We the people. We the people. Yeah. In that contract, we are the government, which means we have a job to do here. And that means in the next administration, I need you to coalesce around in this community, not around me. Fuck me. I don't give a shit if I don't. But I'm willing to stick my neck out there and do it. And I'm telling you, I need you to help me. I need you to get involved. I need you to get involved with all of these political events. Make your face known. And when I show up and say, where's my ride or die Democrats at? I need you screaming your voice hoarse so that they know that we are a group. So that when I tell them after the next election, because they will take my phone call, when I tell them the next AG better be a fucking knife fighter. He better spill guts on the fucking floor. He better be brutal. He better have the Republicans screaming daily about how unfair he is. No more Merrick Garlands. No more High Road. No more Mr. Nice Guy. They wanted to do this shit. Fine. We can get down in that ditch with you. We can get down in that ditch with you. This is what you wanted. This is what you get. Jordan, M83, we have to focus on now and the future, not what happened in the past. Amen, brother. What do you want in the future? And this is what I had to say to independents. I don't understand independence. Okay, look, there were a lot of people that said, I'm not voting in this election. I'm going to teach the Democrats a lesson. Well, how'd that work out for you? And did anybody inside the Democratic House give a shit what you had to say? Because you're not showing up to vote. Why should we care? It's the damn truth. Why should we care? If you're just going to sit there and bitch about us, run us down, and then not show the fuck up to vote, you're not going to be in the House? This independent shit, I don't get that. Okay, let's say you want to change the government. You can have a seat at the table in the Democratic Party. We are the big frickin' tent. The Republicans are not. They're goose-stepping Nazis, man. You've seen them. They are cookie cutters, man. All white, all white, all white. But you can have a seat at this table, and you're going to tell me you're not because you're too cool to wear a label? Oh, fuck that noise. Fuck that noise. And you know what? Fuck Bernie too. I'll tell you, I was a Bernie bro. Fuck Bernie. You want to be too cool for school and be an independent and fuck us Democrats every time you do a press conference? Fuck you too, man. You know, I love your policies, but you've got a seat at the goddamn table. Stop running your fucking mouth. We got elections to win and a country to improve. You want to pull left? You can stand outside and you can say, oh, pull left. Or you can get in the fucking house, grab the rope, and start yanking. Which one's going to make a difference, people? Come on, man. You are smarter than they are. Oregon wine lady, some extra money this month. Did you see something about Trump ordering barricades around? Yeah, I'm following that, but I'm not talking about it because I don't know yet what that's all about. And why tell you? I mean, I can tell you it's happening. Yeah. Well, you just did, Oregon wine lady. You just told everybody. For some reason, they're throwing barricades up around the Treasury Department and they're throwing barricades up around the White House. We don't know where all the barricades are going up, and we don't know why. Bet is they're going to do something shitty here in a minute. But we'll find out soon enough. Love your name, Lowdown, for the new mug. Thanks. I appreciate you, Rich, for always being here. I really do. I appreciate you. ET, when the majority did not even vote, we need to find out why and then get them to the polls. Okay, you know what? You folks, that is a great point. And I want to talk about the it was stolen crowd. There's a lot of folks, a lot of you folks think it was stolen. Let me tell you two things about that. Why I will never say that. I will never go along with it. I will not support it. One, it suppresses our vote. It suppresses our vote. No matter what, we have to vote. And if they are cheating electronically, the more people that show up to vote, the more obvious that becomes, and we can catch it and we can fight it. But if you tell people, they stole it, dude, there's no point in voting. They're just going to steal it. That suppresses our vote. Okay, get that out of the way. Just get that out of the way. The other reason I'm not going to jump on the it was stolen bandwagon. One second. The reason I'm not going to jump on the "it was stolen" bandwagon is it stops us from having a conversation. It does. If you can say, it was stolen, we never have to have the conversation of why we lost. And that's a conversation we have to have sooner rather than later. You follow me? If folks can just say, it was stolen, don't worry about it. We didn't really lose. No, you have to acknowledge we lost. Because if you don't acknowledge you lost, you can't ever say, why did we lose? And I'm sorry, my skin is thick enough to handle, I fucked up. My skin is thick enough. I don't live and die by my pride. I fucking failed in the last election. I would rather ask myself why and how I failed and not fail again than to say, I did nothing wrong. They just cheated. We got to do it, folks. We got to do it. We've got to have that conversation. It's a tough conversation. It's a hard conversation. It is. And some of the answers are ugly. They are. Some of the answers are ugly. But it's better we have the conversation so that going forward, we can win. Because remember, perfect is the enemy of good. If you wait around for perfect to happen, you'll never get anything good done. And that's the goal. Remember, we the people, it's our job to get into this government and get as much good done as possible. If we just hang out and wait for perfect, they will get all the bad done that they want. So yeah, I'm sorry. If you're looking for somebody to jump in and say it was stolen and we didn't fail and this, you're in the wrong place. I had to laugh. Somebody called me. I had to laugh so freaking hard. I did. Oh, this was hilarious to me. It was fucking hilarious. Somebody said, I'm a grifter. I'm a grifter. I am a grifter because I sell mugs to support my show. I'm a grifter. All I want to do is sell merch. People, do you know what a grifter is? It's what happens on the right, where they tell them what they want to hear. That is the opposite of what I'm doing here. Literally the exact opposite of grifting. Pablo 01, the fear of what we the people will be doing in the nation's anniversary. Fear is the issue. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. This is more accurate, McBastage. This was more accurate. We fucked up. We did. And we need to fix that. We really need to fix that. But yeah, I don't know who is getting the warm fuzzies from the shit I tell you, but it's never the bullshit they tell them on the right that if you just show up, vote, give us all the power, and then close your eyes, everything will be fine because we'll do all this shit and it'll be okay. That is grifting. I am telling you the opposite. If you don't get the fuck up and you don't show up and you don't show up at the protests, you don't engage in the boycotts, if you don't show up with your local Democratic Party and you don't do the work and you don't do that is not grifting. That is the opposite of grifting, folks. And that's why I had to laugh so fucking hard at that accusation. I just, But anyways, I'll leave that. I'll quit beating that dog to death. And I'm telling you, hard conversations ahead, folks, but we're going to be better because of it. We're going to do better because of it. We are going to win in the midterms. The objective here, and this is where I'm going to leave it. The objective here is to do and say and get involved with and cause as much momentum as possible going into those midterms. That's the goal. That is the goal. Do not search for perfect. There isn't perfect. We're going to have John Fetterman's in our ranks. We are. You think the Republicans don't hate Lisa Murkowski? You think they don't hate her? They do. Lisa Murkowski is like our John Fetterman. She says shit, and they're like, what is wrong with you? That is not the message. Yeah, those people are going to be here. Perfect is the enemy of good. Let's get that momentum going. We're going to win the midterms. We are. And for those people that every time I say we're going to win the midterms, they're not going to let us vote, take a civics class. Please take a civics class. Pretty please take a civics class, because you're not hearing me when I've told you over and over and over again, elections are run by states. Elections, say it with me, folks. Elections are run by states. Donald Trump could not stop the elections if he wanted to. He just couldn't. The blue states would still vote. I mean, it's just states run the elections, folks. Jerry Collins, barricades being erected in anticipation of popular backlash from passing BBB, which they believe they can shove down the throat of we the people. Best guess without inside info. You know what? I think you're spot on, man. I really do think you're spot on. And that's why I love you. People just are so plugged in and understand things, whereas so many people out there just fucking don't. I mean, a lot of people, most people, you got to remember, most people out there don't understand basic civics. They just don't even understand basic civics. The way you people are plugged in is just fucking amazing to me. Feeds my soul. Peter Campbell, this last election is undeniable truth that we the people have more influence when we elect people with spine to do the work for we the people. The power is with the majority. Hold the line. That is right. And we need not just majorities, we need super majorities. We do. We need super majorities. Well, look, I promised I quit beating that horse. I'm going to quit beating that horse. Here we go. This just happened, and the ketchup is a flying. The ketchup is a flying. They attacked reporters for even asking the question. Oh, Pete Hegseth had a meltdown because it was his job. It is his one job to be this bullshit AstroTurf television show that this administration is. It is not leadership. It is not governing. It is a fucking television show. That's it. That's all it is. It is one long running reality TV show. And Pete Hegseth was supposed to be there. The Fox News guy was supposed to be there to make the military look tough. War fighters. Woo! War fighters. Supposed to say that every day. Well, the IAEA doesn't really give a shit. The International Atomic Energy Association doesn't really give a shit about the reality TV show. And they've issued a report that says, yeah, they didn't destroy Iran's nuclear facilities. They did a lot of damage, mainly to buildings. But if Iran chooses to enrich uranium to a weapon, they can do so in a couple months. Netadol 993, thank you. Absolutely. A democracy consists of compromises. No one gets 100% of what they want. That's the sausage making, and it's ugly. Doesn't make anybody happy. Marie Crabtree, SCOTUS birthright. Ivanka, Don Jr., and Eric need to go for the ruling. You know what? Thank you for bringing this up again. So a lot of people didn't really understand what I talked about. I kind of glossed over it in the last show. That ruling from the Supreme Court, that comes out of the 2025 project, folks. It does. The whole point of the 2025 project is delay, delay, delay to try to keep you feeling overwhelmed. And then they run to the press, who's the corporate media, who's more than willing to sell their shit and sell their chaos. So they inferred that that ruling that came out of the SCOTUS was about birthright citizenship. It never was. It had nothing to do with birthright citizenship. It was it had to do with national injunctions. Now I want you to think about that. Now, the Supreme Court had no problem with national injunctions when it came to college loans under the Biden administration. National injunction, and you can't do that. When they sued over college loans, can't do that. Could have ruled on it then, didn't. They have no problem with national injunctions when it's a Democratic administration. This SCOTUS is political. They are part and parcel to the 2025 project, the conservatives on this court. So why did they do it? Why did they issue a ruling that they, and it's not the Build Back Better. You all remember the Build Back Better legislation, national injunction. They had no problem with the national injunction then. So why did they do it? Well, one, they're not going to hold to this. This isn't precedent setting. They're never going to, when a Democrat's in office, never going to have a problem with a national injunction. It's going to be A-okay. It's purely political. But two, the reasoning why. Why do it? Why do it at all? They're going to lose the birthright case because that case is cut and dried. That's clear as day. There's no one with any legal education whatsoever that can take a look at this birthright case and don't know that the Constitution is completely unambiguous about this. This case will lose. So why rule against national injunctions? Why be an open hypocrite? Why lose your credibility? Why? It's the 2025 project, folks. Because effectively, what does it do? It means you've got to sue in different courts for every one of these cases. And it takes time. Judges can still issue injunctions against this government, but they have to do it case by case. So you overwhelm the court with these injunctions. So what's happening while these courts are bogged down? This administration just ignores the law. That's the whole 2025 project. That's the evil of it. They're intentionally fucking the system. Do you follow me? You understand what I'm saying there? By ruling against national injunctions, they're forcing each one of these cases to be handled individually in each individual court, which clogs up the courts and slows things down, which is the whole point of the 2025 project, was to run everything through the courts. They knew they were going to lose. They knew they were going to lose a lot of this. But if they can delay it, they seem overwhelming. They cause fractures in our base. That's the political side of it. You get the people that couldn't pass a basic civics test. They're like, well, the Democrats did this. Why aren't the Democrats stopping this? Because we took their power away. They can't. They couldn't get a bill out of committee, much less pass legislation, because we took their power away. That is the whole point of the 2025 project. Not that they think they're going to win on all of this. They know they're going to lose on all of this. They're going to drag it out. And meanwhile, while it's being drug out, they're going to do this illegal shit because these cases haven't been decided. Now, here's the thing. The other kicker, the Supreme Court could hear these cases on an expedited basis. They will not. these birthright citizenship cases will be drug out and delayed and kicked back to the appeals courts, and just they will make them go because they are part and parcel to the 2025 project. That's what these conservative justices are. They are no longer our Supreme Court. They are Republicans. ET, compromise, everyone gets something, but both are not too happy about it. Cooperation, everyone wins and everyone is happy. Democracy uses both. Thank you, my friend, for being here. Thank you for all the uplifting messages all the time. Margaret Long, thank you, Paul. Would it be possible to get shirt transfers or T-shirts with your blue donkey on them? You know what? I'll be honest with you. So many people are asking about shirts. I'm a bit overwhelmed because, like I said, I make these. I'm a bit overwhelmed. That's another thing that makes me laugh. He's like, Grifter, do you know how fucking long it takes to make these? Good God, I'm glad for the support. I am, but it's a full-time job. So yeah, I've been looking into some way to do T-shirts. I will probably not end up making the T-shirts myself. I don't know. No decisions are being made. None are being made because it's just but so many people want the T-shirts. So many people want the T-shirts. Definitely a good idea. Marie Crabtree, I know. Hey, man, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. But you noticed, and the last thing I'm going to leave with that, y'all, that wasn't really part of the show, but I wanted to, great question. Great question. Just lost my thought. I read a comment and just lost my thought. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. I am sorry. It'll come back 5 minutes after the show. It always does. It always does. But yeah, talking about the IAEA, Rafael Grossi, head of the International Atomic Energy Agency, said the U.S. strikes on 3 Iranian sites. The article I posted for you, I post the article so that you can go back and just Google them and find them. This is the important, relevant passage. That the U.S. strikes on 3 Iranian sites last week had caused severe but not total damage, contradicting Donald Trump's claim that Iran's nuclear facilities were totally obliterated. Ketchup a-flying. Frankly speaking, one cannot claim that everything has disappeared and there is nothing there, Grossi said on Saturday. Then he went on in the article to explain it's just a couple months and they got a weapon. That's it. Couple months and they got a weapon. This is 1930s technology, not hard to reverse engineer. Iran, we are worse off now than we were before the attacks. We should have engaged in diplomacy. This was idiocy for television, and that's it. Now I want to talk about Israel just a little bit. Damn. You know, folks, there's one Jewish state, and I'll be damned if I'm going to get called into. Doesn't matter how much I disagree with Netanyahu. I hate the son of a bitch, and I can't wait for him to go. But I'm not going to get called into saying there can't be an Israel. I'm not. There's one Jewish state in this world, and people are like, Zionism, this. I don't give a fuck. There are Christian countries out the butt. There are Muslim countries out the butt. If there wants to be one Jewish state, I don't give a shit. Let them. That's the way I feel about it. But that being said, cannot be run by this psychopath. It just cannot be run by this psychopath. I am taught this segment is for my Israeli friends, for my Jewish friends. I am going to just lay this out as bluntly as I can say. This motherfucker got to go. And now. After October 7th, Israel had been seeing declining global support, saw an uptick. People could not go along with, no, it's not okay. There are good, innocent, decent people in Israel that are left that don't want to hurt their neighbors. They don't agree with what's going on with Gaza. It would be akin to holding you people here responsible for everything Donald Trump does and saying that, well, you've got to be obliterated because of Donald Trump. That's fucking stupid. That's fucking stupid. I will never go along with that, even though I despise Israel's policy right now because of Netanyahu. So look, I'm going to make a plea to my Jewish friends to, one, get some situational awareness, because this is happening. This is happening. There's a concert going on. Just a concert. Not an anti-Israel concert, not a political concert. It's in Glastonbury. People are just there, listening to music. And death to IDF chants broke out. Folks, when people are impromptu chanting for your death, you have lost the script. You have lost the narrative. I know the message that you get within Israel, and I am an American, and who the fuck am I to tell Israel what to do? I am just a guy out here saying, look, I've supported the Palestinians forever. I don't want what's going to come down the road. I don't want what's going to come down the road. I don't want the violence. I don't want the ugliness. I don't want to, but I'm telling you, it's coming. Just like I told the people that were, fucked up after October 7th, they needed to knock that shit off because it's going to end up with Gaza being decimated. What has happened? Exactly what I said was going to happen. So please let me buy that let me buy some credibility with that when I tell my friends in Israel that are on the left, you must right now force snap elections in Israel. You must demand them. You must shut this motherfucking government down until they hold snap elections, and then you must elect either Benny Gantz or elect Yair Golan. But Netanyahu must go now. They are chanting to your deaths, for your deaths in impromptu situations. This was not an anti-Israel concert. This wasn't a pro-Palestine concert. This was just a concert. Smell the fucking coffee. Netanyahu has to go, and sooner rather than later. If you do not, and look, Yair Golan is no fainting daisy. He's not. Benny Gantz is no fainting daisy. They are both going to secure the safety and existence of Israel. Both of them are. Neither one of them are doves. Neither one of them are doves. But if you want Israel to continue to exist, you damn well better do something sooner rather than later, because Trump will not save you. Trump will not save you. You want to know when you're going to lose Trump's support? The moment it costs him support. The very second that your existence costs Trump support, his support is over. So yeah, that's what I have to say about Israel. I hope they listen. I hope to fucking God they listen. This, my friends, is Kat Kamick. This is Kat Kamick. She is a Republican congressman from Florida. She's an anti-abortionist. She's all with the social warrior bullshit that the evangelicals do. Well, Kat Kamick has a problem. Had a problem. She had an ectopic pregnancy. Yeah. Now I know this probably isn't like, you're like, probably like, so what? Shit happens, right? Fix it. Well, that's where you are. Well, the problem is, yeah, she's a Florida congressman. And in Florida, solving the problem of an ectopic pregnancy, if you are a doctor or a nurse or a hospital, can end up getting you 5 years in jail, a $5,000 fine. You could lose your license. There's all kinds of repercussions because of this draconian fucking law they passed in Florida. So Kat Kamek called the governor's office because the people that were treating her are like, well, wait a minute, we can't just do something about this. We can't. It's, our lives are on the line here. And she's like, oh, no, I need an abortion now. And of course, she claims she didn't have an abortion, that they just terminated a pregnancy. So, what happened is what should have happened. What should have happened is that a woman who was suffering from an ectopic pregnancy was given the shot she needed to end that pregnancy. Right? No one on the left has a beef with that, right? I mean, it's just what happened. I mean, we very much pointed out the hypocrisy of everything she's done because, not everybody else can call the governor's office to, ensure their doctors that they're not going to be prosecuted for this. She is a special case. And she does not want for all the other women of Florida the same ability. She just doesn't. Yeah, she runs on an anti-abortion platform. So that doesn't look good, right? I mean, that is the leopard eating the faces. That is the aha, we told you so. So what do you do if you're a Republican anti-abortion nutter and end up needing an abortion and people find out? What do you do? Well, you make yourself the victim. I took one look at this headline and I said, Alex, I'll take shit that didn't happen for 800, please. Now, you are the left. Do you feel like this happened? Do you feel like she got death threats for getting the care that we want everyone to be able to get? Do you really think that people called her office and engaged in such credible death threats that they had to evacuate their office? Do you really think there is any possibility that fucking happened? No. And you understand the idiocy of it. I don't believe it. I don't believe those reports. I don't. I think it was probably staged. I just do. I don't believe. I know the left. I am of the left. I know that people wanted her to get that treatment that she needed, even though she's a hypocritical piece of shit bastard, motherfucking sorry fucking piece of shit that wants to make sure nobody else can have that treatment. Because nobody else can just call the governor. Everybody else's doctor has to worry about whether they're going to be prosecuted or not. So, yeah, that is the world we're living in, where Shane Ortega, who served honorably, did 2 tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, one in Afghanistan, is no longer welcome in our military, where you women, um, they know best about your health care. They'll make the choices for you. Thank you. Unless it applies to them, in which case they'll just get done whatever they need to done. Those rules will not apply to them. That is the reality of this situation. That is who these people are. They will sit here and they will lie to your face. We obliterated Iran's ability to make a nuclear weapon. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Now what? Because you told everybody in the world that this had to be done. Iran could not be allowed to do this. Well, they can do it in 2 months, and now they have to. Now they have more reason than ever to build a nuclear weapon. If you are Iran, oh yeah, I would build half a dozen nuclear weapons as fast as I possibly fucking could. I would, for self-defense reason, which is the worst possible scenario. Didn't have to be this way. Didn't have to be this way. Louis Kilgo, what do you think can be done about the unconscionable ICE goons before November 2026? If the midterms happen tomorrow, I would fully expect them to go to blue polling places, arresting illegals trying to vote. You know, again, that is just a made-up scenario that you just pulled out of. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Louis, look, there are 2 kinds of votes. There are ballots and there are bullets. If they fuck with the ballots and don't openly interfere with your ability to vote, that's it. Folks, democracy is really simple. It exists for one reason, and one reason only. Democracy exists in all its flaws so that we do not have to kill each other to enact change. And if you do not believe that they know that these elections are going to happen and must happen, folks, they're moving heaven and earth trying to gerrymander my state right now. That's what the Democrats are doing. They're trying to fight this gerrymander. They're moving heaven and earth in Ohio to try to gerrymander Ohio. Why? Why would you do that if there's not going to be an election? If ICE is just going to show up and keep everybody from voting? I mean, I understand the fear. I do, Louis. I understand the fear. I understand that. It's not reality. It is not reality. If you think the protests are bad, if you think people respond badly when ICE shows up in towns to arrest people, wait till you see them try to show up at a polling place. Jordan and BM83, thank you for the JCPOA was working even when Trump pulled out. Yeah, the JCPOA was working. That is the agreement we had with the Iranians not to enrich. We could not go back to the JCPOA. We could not. Because we cannot today go back to the JCPOA as written. We can't. Iran has made too many advances. So there needs to be a new agreement. But these imbeciles can't do it. They don't have the skill sets. They just don't. They can't pull it off. Iran, I'm telling you, I'm going to stick my neck out there and I'm going to make a prediction. I hate doing that. Nobody has a crystal ball. If I'm wrong, I will come back later and say I'm wrong. But I'm going to tell you in 3 to 6 months, we're going to find out Iran actually has a nuclear weapon now. They have failed. They have failed. They have caused the worst case scenario to come true. Now we have to live with that reality. Now we have to live with that reality. Well, look, folks, I'd love to stick around for a round table today. I really would. And thank you for all you folks that are supporting the show. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for all the people that buy the cups. We will revisit the t-shirts again. I don't know if we're going to do t-shirts again. They're incredibly time consuming. I don't know. It's a conversation we're having. I know a lot of you people want them. I do. And we try to fulfill what you want. We try to please you. But yeah, we're doing the best we can, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you for supporting the show. Kelly Leiden, new supporter, 1760. Thank you for being here. New elections in Israel. This criminal cannot continue running that country. He is a war criminal. Yeah, Israel needs to call snap elections. They need to force snap elections now. They do. They need to force snap elections right now, right on the heels of this failure in Iran. And we need a change of leadership. The world needs a change of leadership in Israel. Do it for your own survival. Colleen Sarah, 8364, seeing that some governors of blue states are allowing local PD to arrest ICE that are wearing masks, covering faces. No, this is actually happening, folks. I haven't dug into it yet because, again, it's one of those things that gets announced, but we haven't seen on the ground how it actually plays out. But yeah, there are several governors, including J.B. Pritzker, that has said if ICE breaks the law, our state law enforcement will arrest them. Your badge will not protect you in Illinois. If you break the law, you will be arrested. We will go to the courts. We will get arrest warrants issued. We will expose your identity. We will prosecute you. So yeah, that is having a bit of a chilling effect because it's one thing, we're going to find out that these are not professionals. These are some of the worst people I've ever seen. I mean, we're going to find out that a lot of these people are not professionals. A lot of these agents that are working with ICE are being drawn from other federal agencies. A lot of them are, but we're going to find out that a lot of these people are just fucking bums. They're fucking bigots. They're January 6ers. We're going to find out. This is why we need to elect Democrats so that we can have the hearings on this, so that we can expose this. I love you, folks. I have a town hall to go to. I'm super excited. I'm going to go listen to Beto talk today. Maybe ask him a question or two. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. If you want to say hi, come see me in Tyler, Texas today. You can Google it. Beto O'Rourke, East Texas Town Hall. Let's do this. Let's get some people excited. Let's get some people turned out. In the meantime, enjoy some Texas cities at night.